Hello, I'm Spelios Manus's avatar and I'm on the run. I'm not a Trekkie. I've never been to a Star Trek convention. I don't own any Star Trek merch except the occasional mug family members give me for Christmas or my birthday. I do like Regillian brandy, but it's hard to come by. Scotty drank it all. That said, I love Captain Kirk's speeches. You know, the ones that come at the denouement, accompanied by the stirring Trek brass background music. That's when Kirk admonishes aliens undergoing parallel development on how to apply the US Constitution to everybody on the planet, or not to go down the path of Prohibition-era gangsterism. Which is somewhat odd since our constitutional rights really only apply to people who can afford them. You got to own a press or a broadcast empire to have a free press. Ask Rupert Murdoch. You can hardly blame some distant alien culture for finding fault with American capitalism. And of course, America always liked gangsters or android-like leaders, or following the whims of high-tech celebrities. Elon Musk, guide us. But I digress. In any case, I think the times call for a Captain Kirk pep talk, don't you? I mean, the Klingons represented the Soviets when Star Trek first came out, and now we have come full circle. We're on the eve of destruction again with Russia, aka the Klingon Empire. Qapla'. Life imitating aliens. From Season 1, Episode 23, A Taste of Armageddon. Cue the lilting horns. All right. It's instinctive. But the instinct can be fought. We're human beings with the blood of a million savage years on our hands, but we can stop it. We can admit that we're killers, but we're not going to kill today. That's all it takes. Knowing that we won't kill today. Contact Vendikar. I think you'll find that they're just as terrified, appalled, horrified as you are, that they'll do anything to avoid the alternative I've given you. Peace or utter destruction. It's up to you. Cut. I guess the problem is Kirk's speech was directed at a highly advanced alien culture that waged wars with computers in order to spare the infrastructure of the opposing sides, not to mention the Gattaca minimalist Art Deco-like interior design. Maybe that's not the best idea, but in contrast it's hardly a compliment that Earthlings wage war by not sparing infrastructure. Shelling children isn't really a virtue. The oligarchs of the world like to reduce small democracies to rubble. And of course, William Shatner has a show on state-run Russian TV. It's called I Don't Understand. I think that's evident, Bill. The arc sort of captures the twilight mood in America's national story. From an ethical triumph of the will to moral bewilderment broadcast on CCCP1. The funny thing is, wasn't there another goofy reality show on Russian TV starring a bloated old former American thespian who didn't understand anything? Cough Trump cough. And now I feel compelled to perform a speech from It Conquered the World, a Roger Corman B-movie. The speech, very Kirk-like, is intoned by Peter Graves, referring to a Who-man traitor, who collaborated with an alien that looked like a big rhizome with demonic eyes and a wicked smile. He was like an evil Carrot Top without the prop jokes, which perhaps made him a little less evil. The Quisling was played by Lee Van Cleef, of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly fame. Doodle doodle do. Actually, the alien only barely took over a small town in Nowheresville, not the world, but you get the picture. Lee changed his mind and the alien killed him. By sort of beating him to death. Vaguely. That's beat, B-E-E-T. Sorry, I had to explain that. I'm sounding like Svengoolie. In any case, Peter expounds on the meaning of all this vegetable death. AAN action. He learned almost too late that man is a feeling creature, and because of it, the greatest in the universe. He learned too late for himself that men have to find their own way, to make their own mistakes. There can't be any gift of perfection from outside ourselves. And when men seek such perfection, they find only death, fire, loss, disillusionment, the end of everything that's gone forward. Men have always sought an end to the toil and misery, but it can't be given, it has to be achieved. There is hope, but it has to come from inside, from man himself. Makes you think. Peter's modest self-help advice versus Shatner's gritty Nietzscheanism. I'd like to see Shatner and Graves get into a fist fight about this, while in character. I'd bet on Kirk to win, but then it is Peter Graves, so when Kirk won, he'd pull off the latex Kirk mask revealing he wasn't William Shatner at all, but Martin Landau. That's all it takes. Knowing that we won't be William Shatner. Today.